Now, without having to know any code, we can set up NotebookLM to be a diagnostic process for any consultant. And the entire process can be shown by a consultant by screen share using Zoom, Google Meet, or any other online platform. The process can be used to diagnose what the customer is experiencing based on your own proprietary system. And in that same conversation, a specific level of service can be determined as the answer to the customer's problem. So in this video, we will take an existing NotebookLM notebook where you already have your business philosophy or standard operating procedures and turn it into a process where you or any of the consultants that work with you or for you can use it in the process of diagnosis leading to closing a sale. We're going to start the process with a NotebookLM notebook where we have our standard operating procedures and our business philosophy. Now, part of this process, you're going to need to have tiers of service, and you want to be able to recommend to the person that you are showing the notebook to that you have something that will address their situation. Now, you will be operating this notebook using a screen share, and so you will want to have tiers of service that address the diagnosis. Now, if you don't have tiers of service currently, you need to draw those tiers of service from your business philosophy and from your SOP. We're going to create a master document, and that master document is going to actually be part of the simulation when we run it. So this specific prompt we're going to use to create a document of tiers of service. We will copy this entire prompt and head to Gemini. We will attach the NotebookLM notebook that we're going to be working with, and we're going to be referencing in this case. We will then use the highest prompt that we have available to us. We'll paste in our prompt, and then we'll await the answer from Gemini. We're going to save this master document as a Google Doc in our Google Drive. For the sake of the exercise, we're going to name this document, and we're going to name it in all caps. And this is going to make it easy for us when we are writing the simulation instructions. So our document is now saved. We now want to add that document as a source to our NotebookLM notebook. So we're going to add that source from the drive, and we're going to insert it. Once the document is inserted, then we can write instructions to configure our notebook. What we now need to do is to program the NotebookLM notebook. And so we're going to write a prompt. Now, the prompt that you're looking at on your screen is written in plain language, and you can modify this prompt based on how you want your notebook to work. There's no magic in this methodology. You can put together a more scientifically sound or company-directed customization by using Gemini, or you can adapt this one. We're assuming this case that the consultant will be using the NotebookLM notebook and will be sharing their screen with the customer. The final part of the instructions that we're asking the AI to put together for us is that they interact with the document we just created in terms of tiers of service. We want the AI to create a configuration. We also want the AI to create a customization. So we want two things from the AI. We can also ask the AI to put together a different image for us. However, we will not do that in this video. So we're going to now copy this prompt, and we're going to head to Gemini. We're going to attach the notebook. We're going to add in the prompt that we just created. We're going to submit it, and we're going to wait for NotebookLM to come back with an answer. Gemini did have to correct the prompt. So now we have a chat configuration. We now have a custom notebook summary, and that is really what we wanted. We're going to now copy the chat configuration, which is the system instructions. We're now going to head back to NotebookLM. We're going to go to the configuration tab, and we're going to open it. We're going to paste in our new configuration. We're going to leave the default length as it is. We will then click Save. We will then F5 and refresh our notebook. What we now need to do is we need to customize our notebook summary. We're going to copy the new code. We're going to head to NotebookLM. We're going to click Customize. And we're going to set our custom notebook summary and paste in our welcome note. Once it's pasted in, we can then click Done. You will notice then that the look is going to change. And so what we want to happen is we want to assume again that we are sharing this information with customers by screen, or any consultants that are working with us are sharing this activity on screen with a customer. We're now going to F5 and going to refresh our screen. You'll notice then that our welcome note stays the same. Assuming then that we are the consultant, we're going to walk through the process. We're going to use the trigger phrase. And so thus far, our configuration is working the way we want. And so if we are the consultant, we will then want to then enter what the niche is of the customer that we are working with on screen share. So we will then write in the individual's niche. We'll then click enter. You'll notice then that the simulation will then run based on all the information that we have entered, as well as the programming that we have done in the configuration area. And so we're going to write as if we are the consultant working with the customer by screen share. So it's again, we'll answer the question and then click enter. And so what you'll notice then is that the AI is moving through the questions exactly the way that we set it up in our document. So we're going to continue to answer the questions again as if we are the consultant working with the customer. And so the AI will get the answers in order to map out the strategy. And so that is what we will do. We will continue to answer the questions. And so this is what we want to happen. And again, this was programmed by us. So if you want the simulation that you're running to work differently, where you may want to have 5 scenarios pitched instead of 3. We picked 3, and what we want the consultant customer to do is to try to determine which one of these scenarios, based on what the customer has said, is going to be closer to their experience. So we'll type assuming that the customer has shared a specific scenario that they're having the most trouble with. So reacting to what the AI said, we're going to go ahead and answer as if we are the customer. So what the AI does here is it suggests that there is a solution and that we can solve that solution with a specific tier in our service offerings that we have already set up. So if you have set up your service offerings ahead of time and you've programmed them in to this process, this diagnostic process will show the customer what the AI says that they should be doing and how it should be working with us. And because we're working on screen share, we're not worried about the customer seeing or hearing our information. We're not worried about any of the studio assets, although we can enhance the experience by creating studio assets to send the customer. We are primarily focused on the chat and what the customer is seeing in the chat. And if we're sharing screens, one thing that we can do is we can minimize these areas. So the customer is primarily focused on what we're seeing on screen. So you can create a diagnostic consulting process that you can share with a customer on screen to suggest a specific service that you may have. Okay, so thanks, and I will see you in another video.